Well, Gambia's President Yahya Jammeh has warned fellow African states not to interfere in his country's affairs. Now, leaders from the economic community of West African states are visiting the country on Friday. They're trying to find a diplomatic solution to political deadlock that's been ongoing since last month's election. Now, Jammeh lost that election, but has refused to concede power. Well, Fidelis Mbah joins me now in the studio for some analysis of what exactly is happening there. So how much do you think this delegation can actually do to resolve this impasse, given Yahya Jammeh does not want them there?
Well, for them, this is more like the last diplomatic approach towards ending the political crisis. They are not really concerned, so to speak, about what Jammeh thinks. They're more worried about the Gambians who might face any, possible repercussions if there's a military solution to this crisis, because they've been there before. Jammeh received them. They were supposed to come in on Wednesday, and Jammeh told them that he was not ready to receive them. So hopefully today he will receive them. And if he does, though he's already, more like stated that he's not willing to abide by whatever they decide, that he's waiting for the Supreme Court ruling. But then the Supreme Court won't rule until May. So what happens? He said they've already taken a position even before coming to him. But in all fairness, again, to him, the ECOWAS regional bloc, they already decided that he has to step down on the 18th, so that the president-elect Adama Barrow comes in on the 19th. So he's saying that what they're just coming is more like to just force their own decision. They're not giving him the opportunity to be able to also make any input.
In the meantime, he's hired his own mediator to do exactly what this African delegation has said it wants to do. So what do you make of that mediator? Is he only working in one specific interest, or can he actually do something to break this impasse?
The mediator's mandate is straightforward, based on what Jammeh has said, which is he wants he wants the mediator to more like arrange meetings between him and Adama Barrow, the president-elect, and then also to ensure that people who were, before now, people have been arrested for taking part in demonstrations or even writing on social media criticizing his government. He's saying that the mediator should just try to calm things down. But again, people are seeing that as just more like trying to use that to buy time, to be seen as if he's, he has interest of the people at heart and he's ready to resolve the political situation. But that is clearly not, because he's just choosing someone from his cabinet. It's not like he's getting someone who is neutral in this case. And this is someone who's pledged allegiance to him.
Right.
So it might be difficult in terms of to see the mediator as being impartial.
Yeah. I think we have to step back just for a second, though, because we remember it seemed like such a triumph for democracy when Yahya Jammeh conceded defeat just within hours after the results were announced, only to change his mind very sternly. Why did he change his mind? And how hard is he going to have to fight to keep his position?
Well, the thing is that there's strong indications that Jammeh is feeling unsafe and that he's afraid of what happens to him after office.
So it's not because he so desperately wants to hold on to power?
Yeah, to some extent, you can say that, because he conceded, which was shocking to many Gambians and even the international community. And just 3 days after conceding, he now said, look, I'm calling for the cancellation based on reports he claims were, claims of electoral fraud and all that. But again, during these 3 days, the opposition candidate and even the party members went, to the media talking about prosecuting him when he leaves office, talking about handing him over to the ICC. People the analysts feel that they should have waited until they get into power. It was so soon. Right. So to some extent, he's worried about what happens to him. To some extent, I see this as he's just trying to buy time to see how he can use this to be able to negotiate a soft landing for himself, so that when he leaves office, there won't be a case of him being prosecuted, even though the Nigerian parliament has voted asking the government to offer him asylum if he decides to step down. So whether he will accept that or not, the next coming days will actually determine.
Okay, Fidelis, thanks so much for that.